Here now is our latest discovery, that whirlwind of the unicycle, Wesley Williams!
Some circus troopers have all the luck, but luck has nothing to do with this young performer's towering rise in the circus world.
My name's Wesley Williams, I'm 19, and I'm living the dream. Touring the country, crisscrossing the nation, doing what I love, unicycling and making a profession of it.
Williams had the spotlight to himself at the Big E Circus Spectacular in the fall of 2017. Like many touring artists, Wesley became enamored with circus at an early age.
I've always wanted to be a circus performer. When I was 6, I received my first unicycle from Santa Claus. I fell in love with the circus shortly after. When I was 9, I went around the neighborhood passing out business cards, and I said, I'll do your birthday party, and somebody took a chance for $75. I'm sure they thought it was horrible. But I don't know what they were thinking. I got a bunch of more bookings after that, you know? So I could juggle, I could ride the unicycle, and I put on some makeup, and that's where I started to learn the money side of the circus. So after that, shortly after, I started working all over South Florida, Miami, up and down the coast, and working my way up to more professional gigs. And then I auditioned for Circus Smirkus. I toured with them from 2013 to 2015.
Hello and welcome to the 2015 edition of the Circus Smirkus Big Top Tour.
A bunch of professional youth putting together a professional show.
This is a very high standard show, and it's you just see all the kids from all over the place. It's an international youth circus, and everybody has so much talent coming together that are like you.
I hawked all kinds of concession food every intermission, and people would tell me, "You're crazy! You're paying to go sell for them." But you know, that's a big skill that people don't realize that you learn at Smirkus. You're on the road. It's a mud show, and they test you. You know, are you really circus? Is what I would say. Smirkus, I came in as just a kid on a unicycle, and I came out with an act, with a career. And then I started going on the road by myself professionally. I went on to Cirque Mundial, a show put on by Martin Alvarez. It's a small show, touring show, in armories and buildings. Set up in the morning, do 2 shows, tear down, and get back on the road at night. And it was really an eye-opening experience, and I couldn't have paid for everything that I learned there. So when I went on the road with Cirque Mundial, I had 2 costumes. I said these will work, and shortly after, I learned how to make costumes, and then I end up with a whole wardrobe of costumes.
Also like his circus peers, Williams continues to embellish his performing skills and to adjust to the demands of life on the road.
When I'm performing 3 shows a day in the heat and the Big E with 170,000 people coming a day, you know, it's time for me to lay down in between shows. I can't go out and walk. I learned that very quickly, that you got to be concentrated, you got to be zoned in. So more than anything, it's, you know, taking the time to make sure that I'm eating right and that I'm getting good rest. I built my way up from renting trailers, and now I have my own. Welcome to the world of debt. You're in the middle of nowhere in Alabama with some small show and no service, no nothing, and you're by yourself, you know, and you learn how to make do. And then some of the highs are, I think it's a pretty big deal that Billy Martin called me to come work the Big E at 19.
Wesley Williams, another young, energetic, and effervescent, a youthful performer. He from Circus Smirkus, and what a great training ground the Circus Smirkus is.
Wesley Williams, a new sensation. You know, we make it look like we searched the world for him. We found him in Vermont with Circus Smirkus.
Last May, went to Baraboo for the opening weekend of the Circus World Museum, and he was part of the circus there, and I thought right away, boy, he would be something really different for the Big E. The Big E has always been what do I want to say, a venue for unique and top caliber talent.
But talented kid, and again, not that he reminds me of myself because I don't have the skills he did, but reminds me of myself of a young person wanting to join the circus, and he has put together an act, and not even his talent, he's such a nice kid, willing to. Billy Martin definitely had suggestions about his act, and maybe do this, maybe do that, and he's very willing to learn like that. And of course, who sees somebody ride a 25-foot tall unicycle?
The circus, you realize very quickly, is they're there for you, and it's a very unique type of person that can work in a circus. I have Steve and Ryan here, who I've performed in Baraboo, and now I'm here with them, and you can always turn to them and ask them for something, and you learn how to work as co-workers and castmates, if you will. In 2 years, I've seen the majority of the country. I performed in little dunk towns in Kentucky, all the way up to New York City. Oh, you're out in New York City. Well, I didn't see any bit of New York City. I was performing in a theater, There's other unicycle acts out there. There's other clowns out there. There's other roller artists out there. And it's not so much of who's the best, but how can you be unique? I do have some goals of where I'd like to perform and where I'd like to go see and travel to. And so those are some big things on my bucket list right now, is to, can I make it there? Can I be good enough to make it to go perform across in Europe? Can I make it to go perform in the other side of the country? But right now, I'm very happy, living the dream. I got all kinds of work coming up. And so as long as it keeps coming at me, I'm going to keep doing it because I enjoy it.
With Wesley Williams at the Big E's Circus Spectacular, I'm Lane Talburt. See you down the road.